Football, the contemporary story of the world favorite game, spanned more than 100 years. It all began in 1863 in England, when rugby football and association football branched off on their different courts, and the Football Association in England was formed, becoming the sport's first governing body. Both colors stemmed from a common root, and both have a long and intricately branched ancestral tree. A short down the centuries revealed at least half a dozen different games, varying to different degrees, and to which the historical development of football has been traced back. Whether this can be justified in some instances disputable, nevertheless, the fact remains the people have enjoyed kicking a ball about 4,000 of years, and there is absolutely no reason to consider it an aberration of the more natural form of playing a ball with the hand. On the contrary, apart from the need to employ the legs and feet in tussles for the ball, often without any laws for protection, it was recognized right at the outset that the art of controlling the ball with the feet was not easy, and as such required no small measure of skill. The very earliest from the game for which there is scientific evidence was an exercise from a military manual dating back to the 2nd and 3rd centuries BC in China. This Han Dynasty variety of football was called Chu, and it consisted of kicking a leather ball filled with feathers and headtop an opening, measuring only 30 until 40 centimeters in width, into small nets fixed onto long bamboo cans. According to one variation of this exercise, the player was not permitted to aim at his target unimpeded, but had to use his feet, chest, back, and shoulder while trying to withstand the attack of his opponent. Use of the hand was not permitted. Another from the game, also originating from the Far East, was the Japanese kemari, which began some 500 until 600 years later, and is still played today. This is a sport lacking the competitive element of Chu, with no struggle for possession involved. Standing a circle, the player had to pass the ball to each other in a relatively small space, trying not to let touch the ground. The Greek Epicurus, of which few concrete details survive, was much livelier, as was the Roman hearthstone. The latter was played out with a smaller ball by two teams and rectangular field marked by boundary lines and a center line. The objective was to get the ball over the opposition boundary lines, and as players passed it between themselves. The key was the order of the day. The game remained popular for 700 until 800 years, but although the Romans took it to Britannia with them, the use of it was so small as to scarcely be of consequence.